Somebody gave money to his brother, okay, to do a project for him. From that money, he's funding what they call hookup girls. Welcome to the Diaspora and You podcast. Today I have with me Komte. Komte is a content creator and a social media influencer. Komte, question for you. Why is it that Africans, whenever they travel to the diaspora, their family back home immediately start calling them to bring money, to buy a land, to build a house? Why is it always like this in Africa?
Yeah, I think I'm going to look at this question in two perspectives.
Okay.
One, maybe for their own personal interest. And secondly, the interest of the person in question. Okay, let me start from their own personal interest. You know, they believe that when you travel abroad, you know, you start making money. Because the belief is that immediately you go, maybe you come to abroad, they believe that you started making money, huge amount of money. When they know that you are going abroad, or they know that you are living abroad, they believe that you are rich. So that, okay, maybe you just get to that place, it doesn't matter the country, you started making money, huge amount of money. So they feel that, okay, the only way that they can maybe take or eat from the money that you have made in question is for them to lure you to maybe start doing projects in Nigeria or in any African country. Let's use for instance. So when they ask you to come and buy land, they know that you are going to send some money. Part of the money, some people, they may not even do what you ask them to do. So that's why I said it may be for their own personal interest or selfish interest or your own interest. So I'm still talking about their own personal interest now.
Yeah.
So when you send money to them, help me to buy land or do any project, part of the money, they will use it for their own personal project. Some will not even use that money for your own personal project. They will use it for their own personal project. And at the end of the day, maybe you have been sending money for some people, a lot of stories of some people sending money back home. Please, my brother, my sister, my uncle, all this, help me to develop a project. And at the end of the day, you find out that they're not doing anything. They use the money for their own selfish interest. And secondly, you know, it depends on the family now that you are coming from. Some family, maybe your mom, people that loves you, they want your progress, they want you to not to travel abroad, spend a lot of years there, and then come back and then with nothing. So they believe that, okay, if you are making this money, some of them understand that it's not that you just get abroad and start making a lot of money, but part of what you are making there, send some, let us help you to develop something back home. So when you are coming back, you'll be able to see where you can put your head. So they love you. Your mom, your dad, they love you. They want your progress. And some of us, we are very young. We travel abroad. We make money. We just want to enjoy ourselves. We want to live life like these white people. So we may not even think of doing something tangible at home. So because they love us, they want to guide us, they want our progress. That's why they believe that, okay, come, send some money, let me help you to buy some land or build a house for you. When you come back, then you'll be able to, you know, see somewhere to put your head and have something for yourself.
Yeah, but to me, I see this thing that Africans are doing as a wrong approach, as a very wrong approach to life when they travel abroad. My reason is, you see somebody moving from Africa to the diaspora. He does not have any tangible skill. Maybe he's just a bachelor degree holder and he moves. When he gets to the country where he's going to, he decides to get a job as a bricklayer in a construction firm or a construction company. And then he continued working there. Now, he takes his salary at the end of the month. He pays his bills. the money that is remaining with him, instead of thinking, to me, I think it could have been a wiser option or a wiser way to invest in himself.
Okay, first.
So he can decide to take, because he's into the construction
company
area,
yes,
he can decide to take safety courses on construction so that he can elevate himself from the point where he is at that time to the next level. So he could be a safety supervisor or a safety guard in the construction company where he's working, instead of remaining as a mason. And then he can upgrade himself, and then the salary
can be
upgraded also
yes,
for him. Now, if you look at it, if he continue working there, if he continue working there as a mason with that construction company, you will see that in the next 10 years, if his salary per month is $2,000, maybe he will not increase in the next 2 years. In the next 5 years, he will remain in $2,000. Do you understand? And then when he pays his bills, he continues sending the money back home to build a house. His brothers and his sisters, his parents will buy a land. They will be building houses for him, right? But he will remain in that position of $2,000. But if he has decided to use his first money to upgrade himself, okay? If he has used his first money to upgrade himself, his salary will now go to $3,500. And then the house could have built for 2 years if he has earned $2,000.
Is it possible?
It will be better for him because now he can. If he's earning $3,500,
Yes.
he will be able to build that same house in 8 months. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, of course.
If he could have built that house for 2 years when he's earning $2,000,
yes,
when he's earning $3,000, he will be able to build that same house in 8 months. Because now the margin, there's a difference of 1,500 coming in monthly. Do you understand? So it could have been a wiser investment to first upgrade himself, upgrade his knowledge. Secondly, most people that goes to the diaspora with an African degree,
okay,
in most cases it's not valid.
Yes.
Even if you go and do certificate attestation in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it's still not valid in most cases. So if you decide to use the money you instead of, now you're working as a bricklayer, okay? And you say, okay, I want to apply to study part-time. So all the money you get, instead of building a house, you save the money, you apply for a part-time degree while you're working, you get a part-time degree in digital marketing. So now, when you finish your course and you acquire your degree, you can now stop the construction work. So you will not need to work hard, and now you need to work smart. Construction is hard work.
Yes.
Digital marketing is smart work. Now you need to work smart. So, in this time, in this era of everybody investing in businesses, different kind of businesses, every business needs a digital marketer. Even the owner of this studio, where we are recording this podcast, needs a digital marketer. Do you understand?
Yes.
So it is better to use the money, acquire a degree in digital marketing in the country where you are. So you're here in Dubai, America, wherever you are. It is better to use the money to acquire a degree in digital marketing than building a house.
Yes. I think when your family members, when they are asking you, send money back home, do a project or this, I think firstly, it depends on you personally, what you want. Now, you made mention of trying to upgrade yourself, which I think is a best option at the time that you just move. But I want us to use Dubai because this is where we are, as an example. Yeah. It's okay to want to upgrade yourself. You use an example of a guy that is doing mason in a construction company. Then when you look at the way UAE is structured when it comes to work, employment, and the hours of work of a team, you see that it's not friendly, almost impossible for someone that is working from 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening. Even sometimes they even do overtime. I've experience. I have worked in a construction company before, and then we left around 6 a.m. in the morning, and then we come back sometimes around 10 p.m. Sometimes we have 4 hours overtime. So which time would this person have to study, or you want to go to one university? It's almost impossible.
Yeah, but that is where you see it. Now, I'm not trying to make advert for this company though. There's an academy called INC Academy here in Dubai. It's a digital marketing academy. They have different plans for study that is flexible to you, because they know, or most of the academies or most of the training center, they know that people are working. So they have different kind of plans. They have online courses. They have physical classes where you need to go to the school. They have night classes. Some of these institutes here in Dubai have night classes. When I went to film school, there's a kind of the way it's arranged, like only on Saturdays. Do you understand?
Yes.
So let's assume that you're working. Let's assume you're working in a construction firm.
Yes.
You can talk with your boss and say, my boss, I'm a student, and I have my school programs on Saturdays. Please, can you make my off day on Saturdays? Do you understand?
Okay.
A reasonable boss that wants, of course, if let's assume you're working in this studio, for example, in the DSD Media Studio, and you want to go for a course. Now you're working as a photographer, okay? And then you want to go for a course to upgrade yourself as a video editor, okay? And you talk to the boss of this company that I want to go for a course on my off days or 2 times a week. Can you give me an additional day off so that I can have 2 times a week to go for the course? Of course, the owner of the company knows that if you go take the course on video editing, for sure it's going to improve the
your
company.
Skills and
it's going to improve you, and then it's going to have some benefit on the company also. Because then they have another in-house video editor. Do you understand?
Yes.
So when there's no photography job and there's a job for video editor, then you'll be able to do something.
Yeah. You have a point. And then it depends on the organization that you are working first, and maybe the manager or the head of that organization. There's some privileges that we are having if we are not working in a construction companies. If you are working, maybe, as an example, you are working in a studio like this, there's some privileges that you can have or get that you may not be able to get when you are working for a construction company. Those people, they just want to take you to work in the morning and bring you in the night.
Yes, but it still depends. No, bro,
And
it still
also,
depends. Because if you are telling your boss, if you're working in the construction company and you're telling your boss that, boss, I am going to take a course in safety.
Yes.
The boss knows that when you get that certification, safety certification, it will add some value to his company, to his business. He knows. So what I'm saying is, you need to take a course that is related to what you are doing.
Okay.
Otherwise, your boss will say, for example, if you're working in the construction company and you're telling your boss that I want to take a course in filmmaking, do you understand? He might try to say no.
Okay.
He might try to say no.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get your point now. So you must do it in a way that they will feel that they will benefit from what you are trying to do.
Yes. And then it will thereby, because you cannot say, okay, if you decide also, looking at it from the other perspective, you decide also that I'm working in the construction company and I want to go and take a course in filmmaking. Now, if you get your certification and quit your job, and you want to move to filmmaking, remember that you're just new into filmmaking because you just took a course, so you are new. Anybody that want to hire you, he's going to have a lot of consideration before he hires you. Yeah. So if you take a course in filmmaking and you want to switch, it's going to take you some time to switch. And that money you're expecting to get, it's going to take you some time also before you start to get that money that you're hoping to get.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm getting you.
So it is better to take a course in the field where you are already. When I was working in water sport, you start water sport profession as a helper, a beach helper, right? From there, if you decide to invest in yourself, you will now grow into being a seaman. So you now begin to acquire all the licenses. So let's assume you want to go in the direction of water sport. You now begin to acquire the license of a beach lifeguard. You start from there. And then from a beach lifeguard, you decide to acquire your STCW certification.
Yes.
After you get your STCW certification, you use it to apply for your boat license to become a boat captain. From there, you can decide to acquire the license for 12-meter boat or 24-meter boat. Okay? And from acquiring that license, you can now, when you started, maybe your salary was 2,000 dirhams here in Dubai. Okay, let's take Dubai for example. Your salary will be 2,500 dirhams when you start as a helper, a beach helper, or a beach boy, they call it on water sport. Your salary will be 2,500 dirhams. Now you grow. If you decide to use the money to build a house in Africa, you remain in 2,500 dirhams. Okay? If that is the way you want to go, you remain in 2,500 dirhams, and in the next 10 years, your salary will remain there. But if you decide to take the money that you make from your salary to develop yourself, do you understand? When you get the beach lifeguard license, your salary will move from 2,500 to 2,700. Okay? When you get STCW, you can request for 3,000, and they are going to give you.
Yes.
Or 3,500. Here in Dubai, they will give you 3,500. When you get a 12-meter boat license, you're going to get 4,000. When you get a 24-meter boat license, your salary will move from 4,000 to 6,000 immediately. If you have a license to fly parasailing and you're a parasailing captain, your salary will move. If you know how to use the sea breacher, how to do e-foil, all this is, your salary is not going to be like the salary of somebody that just came as a helper and remained as a helper because he's building the house in Africa. The house you're building in Africa, what value does that house have if you are building that house in your village? Do you understand what I'm looking at?
I'm getting you.
If you are building this house in your village, there's appreciation in property, according to real estate, but also a real estate that is built in the village, in my village in Africa. You will not tell me that property is going to appreciate. I don't believe that it's going to appreciate in any way. You just built it because you want to have a house. If you build a house in Africa with $50,000, okay, today, in my village, if you want to sell back that same house you built, in 10 years, you will not sell it for up to $50,000 first. Because there will be depreciation. Yes. If you want to rent out that house you built with $50,000, I assure you that in 100 years, you cannot get back $50,000 from that house you built in my village. Even in 100 years' time, the ROI of that property will not come back. From what I've seen about people in Africa, calling people abroad to build a house and buy a land in Africa. You see, these family members, they do it for their own interest, not for our interest. Most of them. Okay? I give you an example. A friend of mine, his brother was always calling him to bring money. We want to buy a land, we want to build a house. And the brother said, okay. But his brother said, I don't want to build a house. I want you to buy this land in the bush so that you'll be in a form of investment.
Okay.
And we want to build a palm plantation. Because in most cases in Africa, palm plantation is a good investment in Africa. So he said, I want to build a palm plantation. And he was sending money to his brother to build a palm plantation. And his brother kept demanding money. Today, we say we want to bring in bulldozer to bulldoze the land. Tomorrow, he's bringing different story. The price of the palm has gone up and this and that. The cost of labor has gone up. And then this guy was sending money. All the money he was making, he was sending to his brother. Though the guy is not a broke guy, though. But the money he was making, all this money he was sending to his brother. His brother was building a plantation. And after some months of building this plantation, this guy just said, okay, let me just visit my family. And when he got there, his brother that is broke, okay, he is the one that need to send his brother money to feed. His brother already built, from building this plantation, this palm plantation, his brother already built a 4-bedroom duplex from his money in their village. So when he got there, he saw the 4-bedroom duplex his brother already built. He was completely surprised. Like, what was this? I know you that you don't have money. I'm the one that sends you money. And everybody was telling him left, right, and center that your brother, since he started building a plantation, that's how he become rich. And he started to build this house. And within a very short time, he's already built this plantation. As he's building this plantation, already built this big mansion. Okay?
Yes.
What do you have to say about that kind of situation?
Like I said, and you have said it also, that some of them, I will not say all, because it depends on the kind of family that an individual is coming from. There are some people that are genuine, that they genuinely want your progress, and there are some people that they want their own with their own selfish interest. Your instance is, a lot of cases are happening like that in Africa, most especially in Africa, where they will be asking you to send money. At the end of the day, you now discover that the money that you have been sending, they have been using it for their own selfish interests, building houses for them, even living large. You will be here working from 6 to 6 every day, from Monday to Sunday. And then they will be there. You'll be thinking that these people, they are not having money, they are poor. You'll be the one that even after you have sent money for them to do that project, you still send another money for them to take care of themselves.
Yes.
And then you now discover that even all the money that I've been sending, both the project and the one, they use it for their own personal interest. It's happening. So that's why I said that they are asking you to send money to do projects. Most of them is because of their own personal interest. Okay, he has traveled abroad. He's making a lot of money. Let me just tell him and they'll be sending money to me, and then they'll be living large on your own money, and then you'll be in that country suffering. We are talking about someone that is working as a mason in a construction company. If I know we all know now, if you have been to construction sites in this Dubai, in this UAE, you say you will pity those guys.
But the people back home don't know that the people working in construction company, not only in Dubai, construction generally, is a very tedious job. People back home don't know that you're working in a construction company and you're suffering like you're really suffering. It's a difficult situation for you. They just want to extort the money. Somebody gave money to his brother, okay, to do a project for him. From that money, he's funding what they call hookup girls. Okay? He's always patronizing hookup. This guy continued patronizing hookup until one day when the brother came to visit, the brother did not inform him that he was coming. When the brother came from the diaspora back home, he saw that the guy was enjoying and living large. This guy does not have a job. He does not have anything.
Yeah, but
so
he has a relative in abroad.
So when you have a relative abroad, that's your number one investment. So that's your bank. That's your cash cow.
You don't need to work. Why should you work?
You see, and it's a very bad impression that people have in Africa. Once you have a relative abroad, you feel that that's your bank.
That's it.
Every time you just call, our grandmother has swallowed generator, my grandfather is sick, this one, that one. Too much stories, you know.
It's very, very. I think that sometimes, do you know that they demand something from you? For instance, they ask to send money and you refused. Automatically, you become their enemy. I'm telling you.
That is it.
You automatically. When they don't want to understand if you have or not. They don't want to know what you are going through. A lot of us are going through a lot of things in abroad that we will not tell you. Because if we tell you, there's nothing you can do about it. Right? But you will not know. Because I'm not telling you, you may not know. You don't know what I'm passing through. Let's just use Nigerians as an example here in Dubai. For good 2.5 years, no visa for us. And then we are here living, and some people will still be asking you for money. You don't have visa to work. How can you have money to send back home when you yourself you have not even eaten? You cannot go out freely. But if you explain to them, they will still not understand.
They don't understand. That's the problem. They don't understand. I have a mentor in America. He's called Douglas Eze. Guys, you can check him up on Instagram, on social media. Douglas Eze. He's a Nigerian in America. He used to say something. He said the first 10 years he lived in America, if my memory serves me right, that he did not contact home. And this is how he built his wealth. He did not contact home. He decided to be focused. First of all, he decided to build himself, get himself to the point where he wants to be before he started making contact with my brother and my sisters. Because the truth is that if you continue to send all the money you have back home, if you are no more, your relatives back home, they are still going to survive.
Sure.
They are not going to die. If you die today, if anything happens to you today, the people you have back home that you are sending all your money to, they are going to survive very well without you. Life will go on. Do you understand?
Yes.
So that's why when Douglas said that, it makes a lot of sense to me. He said, all the people I have back home, I forgot about them and decided to focus and build myself in America. Do you understand?
I get you.
So this is the challenge many people are facing. Once you make some money, you send it back home, build a house for me. Buy a land, build a house, buy a land, build a house, buy a land, build a house.
Thank you for this type of information. And then people can also learn from this, because when you travel abroad, try to build yourself first. Like you said, it doesn't matter the kind of work you started with. Try and then add value to yourself. Do some courses, and also elevate yourself, and then sharpen your skill, for you to be able to upgrade. And then if you are collecting 2,000 salary, and then you should be able to try to upgrade your skills for you to be able to earn more than that, maybe 2,500, 3,000, before you say, okay, if you have enough, there's no problem in doing project at home. There's no problem doing project at home. Yes.
But also, you need to understand that when you want to do project at home, see, the best way of doing anything you want to do is to do it yourself. As far as I'm concerned. If you want to build a house in Africa, now you have $20,000. You want to build a house in Africa. If you keep this $20,000 with you in America or in Germany, it will not depreciate with you because the money is in dollars, right?
Okay.
It's not going to depreciate. Don't save the money in your currency in Africa. Because if you change the money to, for example, you change the money to Uganda shillings, it's going to be depreciating. Do you understand?
Yes.
Or you change it to Nigerian naira, it's going to be depreciating if you leave it there.
Okay.
If you have the money with you in dollars and you want to build a house in Africa after developing yourself, I'm not saying building a house in Africa is a wrong idea, but I'm saying that it's not the first thing to do when you move to the diaspora. So after developing yourself, you have got to the point you want to be, and then you decide to build a house. Keep the money with you. Move to Africa with the money. So now you want to start building the house by next month. You have 5 days to fly. Convert this $20,000 and put it in your African account. Okay? And then fly to Africa and start building the house. Within the time you're there, pay for the land, pay for the cement, pay for the blocks, pay for whatever you want to do.
Yes.
Okay? And start doing it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because if you decide to say, okay, let me send the money to my brother, let him start buying the cement. If the cement is supposed to be 1 bag of cement for $5, 1 bag of cement, if your brother is not genuine, will become $7 or $8. And before you finish building the house, you've lost a lot of money. But if you're there, you can negotiate it to the barest minimal. You can negotiate it very well. Do you understand my point?
I'm getting you.
So as far as I'm concerned, building a house in Africa is not a wrong idea. It's not the first thing to do when you go abroad. And also, it's better to do it yourself. Because a house that you could have built with $20,000, if you don't do it yourself, you are going to spend $35,000 to build that same house.
That's so.
Even if you are giving the money to your mother that you trust so much. Your mother is old already, right?
Yes.
Your mother don't have the energy to go to the market every day to check the prices.
She have to send some people.
Yes. Your mother must send somebody to buy the ties, to buy the cement, to buy the block, to buy the gravel, to buy whatever is needed. Your mother cannot go every day, she's old.
Yes.
So those people that she's going to send, they don't care.
They
feel that you are good and they are going to finish you and you are going to be completely finished.
Yeah, I think, like I said, this is a vital information for us that are just starting life and then probably just move out abroad. This is a piece of information that you need to put at your own left palm so you not use it to eat. So you always put it in your mind that when you move abroad, start with developing yourself first. Then, if you have enough, if you want to do projects, he said that do it yourself.
Yes, always do your project yourself.
Take your money in your bag, fly to your country and then see things for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, I think.
Yes, that's my own opinion.
Yeah, I think I do.
If you don't agree with me, if you don't agree with me, drop your comment in the comment section. If you want to be featured on this podcast, send me a message on my DM. Send me a message, drop your information on the comment section of this video, and we'll get back to you. We are here in Dubai, and this is the Diaspora and You podcast. My guest here, you can follow him on Instagram, on TikTok, and all social media platforms at
Comte Gist.
Comte Gist. Comte Gist, yes.
Yeah.
If you want to see more of what he's doing, go to Comte Gist and follow him.
Thanks so much.
We'll see you next time on our next episode.